the feature called multi-character storybook. Now, previously, we actually have another tutorial that's already recorded for the consistent character storybook. Now, for this particular feature that we're this video tutorial, multi-character storybook, where is this feature located? So let's begin with that. So first of all, if you're starting off for the first time, select dashboard. Once you select dashboard, select create design. Once you select create design, you will see the option of two designers, and we're going to go for the fast AI image designer. Once you select the fast AI image designer, you will see a number of different features that are applicable or you can find. And what we're going to be looking for is we're going to select the AI design agents. Now, once you select the AI design agents, you need to go ahead and select multi-character storybook. Okay. And once you select that, you'll have step number 2 will appear. We'll ask you to configure your settings, whether you want to create a new story or you have an existing story. Maybe you want to recreate an existing story. But for this one, let's assume that you're creating this for the very first time. And with this, you can actually convert your script into a visual story. So what this means is that with this storybook, you can have 2 characters, okay? And once you go ahead and enter your script, the AI within Artist will actually generate the characters for you. Okay, so what would that look like? And you can see, look, paste your scripture here, and it will generate your story with multiple consistent characters. Okay, so it's recommended 2 characters. Any more, you may encounter issues. However, this was geared and trained and developed for 2 characters. And when it comes to consistent character storybook, where there is a tutorial on this already, for this one, remember, this one you can actually have a reference photo where you can actually upload and base it on your character. Remember, always use illustration opposed to human photos, otherwise you may incur issues with that. So, if you do have a human photo, you can change the style or or convert it into an illustration, and then you can have that to work. So if I go to multi-character storybook here, select create new story, and what I'm going to do, let me find a nice script. So we're going to go for this script here. Okay, I've got a script. Again, I can use ChatGPT to build scripts and stories. And there we have it. Okay, so with this, let me go to the start. It's called The Little Boat and the Brave Bird. So there's 2 characters here. By the edge of a wide, quiet lake lived in a small wooden boat named Willow. And then Willow often felt lonely. Okay, second, we have another character here. Next day, Pip returned with a ribbon he had found, etc., etc. So depending on the story, you can have different styles, different genres. If you want, you can actually incorporate what kind of characters you want. Do you want them to be animal, human, Pixar style, etc., etc. So it's really important when you're building out the story or using your script, you can have these discussions with ChatGPT or any other AI platform. As an example, it just makes life much more easier. So choose dimension. I'm going to go for 5.4 here and generate story. So that's it. Once you have your script, hey presto, you enter it into the field like so, and then Artistly will take that information and the AI will start building consistent characters based on the prompts that have been embedded or inserted into the story. So having said that, we'll give that a few moments and then we will allow that to start processing and building, and then we shall return. However, in the meantime, you can see I've actually created another version of it. Okay, create different quiet versions. And look, yes, it is recommended 2 characters. You can try creating more than 2 characters because on this occasion I tried it with 3, but it's not recommended because it is geared for 2 characters. However, if you do test it and you get good results, and fine, that's something that we will develop and make sure it's stable. But you can see there's 3 beautiful characters here from that. Okay, that will convert it as well. So what we'll do, we'll give that a few moments to start process, and then we shall return. Okay, so you can see the nice, beautiful illustrations. So what we're going to do, we have the little boat and the brave bird. So when you create these stories, this is the interesting thing. Okay, you can see the animation, the consistency of all the characters. That's the main thing. Okay, when it comes to the animations, especially, look, we have these characters here: the bear, the fox, and the owl. So beautiful consistency of those characters as we go through. Now, once you've actually done this, okay, this is the key thing. If you go to My Flipbooks, it will be the same process. Select Create New. and you want to select create flipbook. The moment you select create flipbook, you'll probably see that it's not appearing the images that we've created. The reason being, remember, we need to make sure we select the correct tab, okay, from this menu. So here we have multi-character storybook, and there we have the book now appearing. And I'm going to select this story here that we created and select create flipbook. Once I've done that, I can modify the flipbook title. I can change the languages, and I can select a template, or I can build my own template. It's completely up to you, or use one that's pre-made. And then we're going to have a look at the front cover. Let's have a look. There we go. Okay, the front cover, and then simply go ahead and create flipbook. And this was another book that was created. Okay, so remember, try to keep 2 characters. If you try more than 2, you may encounter issues. Okay, however, I'm just showing you the characters here. Okay. So here's part of the story, and that will be a different dimension, and you can see some other stories here. Jasmine here that were created for this as well. Jasmine and the Drum of the Sun. And when you're creating them, if you come back, let's have a look. Okay, when you're coming back to multi-character storybook, and you go through and generate your story with the consistent character storybook, when you're creating, remember there's a tutorial. You can actually put the name of the book, author, the title, different story types, number of pages. So a lot of this information, if you are using things like ChatGPT, you can actually build the story type and look at the different genres of stories you could build from, etc., etc. Okay. But just remember, that's where it will be located. That's a multiple character storybook. And please remember, when you are using this, you cannot insert your own reference photos. The AI will specifically create the images based on your 2 maximum consistent characters. Okay, if you have more than that, you may encounter issues. So please stick within the guidelines of those 2 characters. And when you're using, let's just say, for example, if you are going to create your own script, or using purposes of things like ChatGPT to create your script, then please be descriptive of your be as as part of the script. Try to be descriptive in terms of the characters. Within the story, the more description there is based on the characters, the better output you would get within the scene. So these are the things that you can factor in and develop as part of your story, and that will give you a really good positive outcome when it comes to creating your multi-character storybook. So that was a huge in-demand feature, and you can see here the little boat has now been created, and you can see. Okay, so it'll have those consistent character within that, and then we've got multiple characters there as well. Okay, and it'll be, you've probably seen this already using the other functions. You can actually download it as a PDF. You can turn the sound on and off, and you can actually share it as well via the URL. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed this short tutorial, but you can see here some other examples where there can be that script. You can see 27 pages generated there, 33 pages here. So you can really create beautiful flip books and essentially ebooks. Okay, that you can then repurpose and place them on sites such as Amazon Kindle and many others. So if you do want more guidance, especially when it comes to that kind of training, just jump over to the tutorial section and you will see some really good training around creating books, etc., etc. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed this short tutorial, and I shall see you in another video. Bye bye.
Hello, everybody. This is Paul Plana, and I have Yash here as well. We are now live. This is Artistly V6, okay? The sixth version update to Artistly that we've made, the most exciting update we've ever made. Why? Let's jump in right now. So, you see there, I have feature two. I'll talk about the feature number one at the end. So, the first thing that we've done is we've reworked the entire platform to fix all the bugs, the pending issues, stuff like that you've been noticing, you've been mentioning to us in our Facebook group, customer support desk, everywhere. But also, we've added some brand new features. The first one, you can see, I'll talk about them in detail. Okay. After Yash will explain them in step by step as well. We'll answer some questions. But this is just a quick overview of what we've added, all right? Among other things. The script to storybook with multi character consistency is what we brought in to Artistly. So, what does that mean exactly? Now you can have up to 4 characters. So, one of the things with storybooks in the past was, say, for example, you wanted to create a storybook, consistency of the character throughout. Sometimes one or two images, like the beard would be gone, or let's say, for example, the t-shirt color might change. That's a good thing. We fix that, of course. We'll show you that as we go along. Secondly, you can do multiple characters, not just one or two, now up to 4. Nowhere else can you do this right now. Secondly, the other thing is the quality is also substantially improved. We'll get to that. Next, we have personalized child hero storybooks. This is a brand new feature, never existed before. What this effectively means, you see this photo of this child here, okay? You can upload any child's photo, right? And then make them their own lead character in that story. This is my favorite feature in terms of the father, right? I have like a now just about a year-old baby. And one of the things that I want to do is not have them be in front of devices, right? One of the most frustrating things is trying to get them away from iPads and phones and stuff like that. And I'm sure every parent, grandparent might be having that same thing. We want to make them active, engage their mind. So what I've been training my baby is basically trying to get him, right, to actually read books. One of the things that he would always say is, I want you, dad or mom, and me to be in the character. So he just keeps pointing, right? Because he can recognize him and the faces of people. So what we did here is that now you can put a photo, upload a photo, and then you can get them in to be the lead character of a story. You can direct the story too. We're going to talk about that as we go along as well. The idea here is that once you can do that, you have, in my case, what I've seen is after we tested this feature in my own household, now my baby, he keeps coming, right? The son keeps coming and giving me the books. Can you read this? Can you read this? And that's the most exciting thing for me as a parent, because that means, in other words, whatever I'm doing is making a real world impact, right? What we're doing in Artistic is actually having a real world impact in my household. And I'm sure must be the case for everybody. So it's exciting. It's not just something that you can publish on Kindle or whatever, right? Etsy, whatever, and generate revenue, but also impacts lives. That's great for me personally. And this is a brand new feature. We'll get to that in just a second. And then we've also done image to color book conversion. Okay. So what this is effectively you can turn an image into a coloring outline. We've made it much better. It's like one click now. You don't have to do any prompting, any of that mumbo jumbo stuff. And you can actually create activity books as well. This is another cool thing that has a lot of value. And we'll get to the second part. This is for children's stuff. What about adults? A lot of adults like adult coloring books as well, right? So we've also done adult coloring books. These are a little bit different from kids in that they're more intricate patterns and designs, shapes and that sort of thing. And adult coloring books is the hottest trend right now in Amazon Kindle and other places, because you want to basically have people have challenging work. We want to move away from devices and we want to move into a more traditional way of having fun. And that's a big trend right now. I know for a fact I'm trying to get away from devices as much as possible myself. And then we've also done sketch to 3D rendering. So let's say you have a sketch which is like blurry or whatever like this, or one of interior design work. This is also another thing as well that we've done. There are some other features as well we'll be getting along as we go along. Like we've updated the photo restoration feature. We've updated the human stylizer feature, which is one of the most highly used feature. And also there's a secret feature. Remember I said feature one? Well, I'll close that loop once Yash finishes the demos of that. Why that is the most exciting feature in terms of the complexity of it that we've ever built. Okay. I'm going to get back to that one secret feature for you just to keep things fun here. Okay. You can keep asking any questions you have in the chat box. We'll do step by step overview of every single feature that we have here, okay? Including some unique nuances, some updates we made as well. We'll talk about as well. So, Yash, without any further delay, let's get rolling. And yes, we'll have a replay for this. And yes, the beauty of this update is that we can now go beyond just focusing on some consistency of character or whatever, but now focus on your feature request because we perfected the most challenging things with AI, right? Text, consistency of characters, like adult coloring books, putting four consistent characters, quality of the images, all these little details, right? Once you perfect the basics and the foundations, then you can focus on, like for example, I want folder structure. I want this additional thing in the application where, the UI is a little bit finicky. Can you change the UI a little bit? Those are what we're going to be focusing on going forward, which is the most exciting thing because you have some stuff that'll be super, super exciting. So yeah, you can share your screen right now and get rolling here.
All right, so you can keep sharing that thing while I check my mic. Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to share every feature. I know, just like you, I am also excited to share all the new updates and everything. And we'll get into your questions right away after I finish the step by step version. So I hope I'm audible, right, Paul? Everything looks good? Awesome, perfect. All right, so I'm going to just share my screen now. So now let's look at how you can actually take your script or your story and create it into multiple consistent character storybook in just one click. You're gonna love this, right? And I'm most excited about this feature, honestly. So there are two ways you can do it. Right? I'll share the first way, and then later I'll show the second way. Right? First way is very simple. You go to design agents, you again, right, this is a multi-character storybook. We just pushed it with the v6 upgrade, as a beta feature, as I already explained. By the time this feature would come to you, it would be already 1 or 1.5 month already. But we changed our approach. We're directly giving you all the access instantly for absolutely free. It's almost ready, right? It's almost perfect, but there will be some keys and all that, some errors or some feedback, something that we can fix, right? So with that we can make it perfect. But instead of you waiting for months to get this, with this our new approach, with this instant beta feature launch to everyone loved it though, so we started doing it. And with this v6, it's now in your account for absolutely free. That allows you to basically convert your script, your story, with multiple consistent character. You can go up to 2-3 characters, right? It's really, really good, right? So check this out. You click on multi-character storybook. Simple. You click on new story, and all you gotta do is just paste in your story. That's it. That's it. It'll automatically think about your characters and storyline and everything. Choose your dimension, generate the story. That is it, guys. That is it. Yes, I know, like that sounds too good to be true, but finally we cracked that. And as I said, right, it's supposed to be a beta feature. It's supposed to get launched. You know, uh, for example, like it will take, as you can see, it will take some time. Give it some time, yeah, and then once you'll see all the images. Now let me just refresh my screen, right? As I was saying, right, it was supposed to be a beta feature because we finally cracked the way to get the characters in perfect, professional, really good quality and consistent throughout the page, right? So we said, okay, why not to give it to everybody as the beta tag, as the beta feature for absolutely free with this version 6 upgrade. You're gonna love this, right? And let me show you some of the past the creations, right? So it will take like a minute or two because there are a bunch of these images. But look at this. Look at this. The image qualities are now sharper. The style is now more better. And now, not just this, you get the ability to edit the images as well. So you click on the eye, you click on edit, and you can now actually edit this image by just some prompts, right? So what it will help you, if, right, as I said, right, it's a beta feature, right? If one or two images that are not that perfect, meaning the shoe color changes, or you want to make sure the shoe has that color, the jeans has that color, you can now fine tune that. And we also show you the page number as well, right? Let's see how our images, like, look at this. Our images are coming sharper right now. Look at this. This is the image, this is the script that we just pushed. Look at the consistency of the character, and this is a perfect example, right? So let's say, some images you see glasses when the grandpa is outdoor, when the grandpa is indoor there are no glasses, whatever it is, and you feel to like, yes, I want the glasses across the board. You can do that as well, right? It's like, look at this. It's just, you get full story, right? Look at that, Ethan and the patient birdhouse, Mr. Harris. Look at that, very very cool, right? And then you, now this is a perfect example, right? You can now edit these images, right? Like you say, like, hey, I want to change the color of the Ethan shirt, or I want to change the title, or I want to change whatever it is. Look at this, guys, how cool that is. In just one script, multiple consistent character throughout the pages, right? It's just crazy, right? And now you can convert this into a flipbook. How? Well, you come to the personal designs tab. By default, you will be in the all tab. Yeah. What you need to do, you have to come to the specific tab for to get all the button, right? So you come to multi character storybook, you click on create flipbook. Now when you click on create flipbook, there is this tick box that appears here, right? So you click on that, you click on create flipbook. You can now convert it into any language you want. You can add read aloud narration if you want. You can choose a template. Let's go with the blank. Now the cover is already ready for you, so you can pick that, and then you can again add the back cover as well and generate the flipbook. That's how easy it is. Look at this, I created this storybook in like one click with converted my script. How cool that is, right? Check this out. Pretty powerful, right? Perfectly consistent character throughout all the pages, right? And let me show you the Sophie one, right? Look at this. Sophie and the old oak tree. Look at this. Look at this. How cool that is. No? The image quality, right? Because we did like lot of research, like, specifically from your feedback, from your request. I want this style, I want that style. The images and the text, look at those minute text for the storybook images, right? Everything will come perfectly. You see what I'm trying to say? That's the power. Look at that, our Ethan and the patient birdhouse is also ready. Let's read that out together, right? I mean, this was not possible without all your requests, without all your feedback. You said, okay, I want this, I want that, I want this, perfectly did all of this, right? Check this out. In a small town, okay, there is a thing. It's exactly gonna take your script, right? No additional, no editing to the script. It's just your script. Apparently, it says, uh, okay, so I think there are 16, 17 pages. Look at that. How cool, isn't it? Look at that. Keep going, going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, that is the power. You can now, download these images as well. Look at this, the honest woodcutter one, right? This, you're gonna love this, right? Check this out. Check this out. Yeah, how cool it is, right? Now you can actually bring your own stories to life with multiple consistent characters. Look at this Ant story. I was just like, I was so excited. I was like so happy with the results that is coming. It just like, and I hope that, you're going to love this feature. And I'm looking forward to see all your amazing creations. The images qualities are now sharper. It's more depth. It's perfectly styled, you will see the difference. But when you will actually create it, you yourself will see the difference. and I'm just super excited to see your amazing creations, because that is the power, right? Like, look at that. Look at that, right? And again, we can go on and on, but the idea is, under AI design agent, the beta feature that would take, again, as I said, it would take easily a month or two to kind of fine tune it, make it better, and all that, and only release it to a small, small group of people. We decided that, okay, because you guys love this approach, where an instant beta feature, that means without you having to wait to get the state of the art feature in Artistly, you're gonna get it instantly. You're gonna get it instantly without waiting for months or weeks or even multiple months. And then you can share your feedback in in comments, in a roadmap, in our Facebook groups with support, and we're gonna make it better from there, right? So it's always give you the perfect result. That's our idea, and you guys loved it. So yeah, that's the thing, right? So that also comes for absolutely free with the version 6 upgrade. So yeah, let's see. I'm so excited to see your amazing creations with this feature. So you can make sure you join the meta group. We will link it in the description. And I will now, let's go to the questions, and then we'll show you the next one. Perfect. All
It's
right.
pretty
Yep.
cool, right? So, a couple of things real quick before we get to the next part of it. So, what are we covering next, first of all, Yashir?
Next, we are talking about how they can take a real photo of their
Mhm.
grandson, grandkid, whatever it is, and convert it into the personalized child hero storybook with personalization
Yes,
elements, with their
right.
name,
For this
your own
version.
story. Yeah, with your name, with your own story, with fully everything done. So yeah, that's what we're covering.
Okay, cool. So, a little bit about this, folks. Okay, we never had this feature before. So, what makes this very unique is that, think of it this way: before you automatically created a script, you pasted the script, what we just showed you, and now you could create consistent character stories, like a farmer and his turtle, farmer and his sheep. Let's say, for example, an engineer and his basically like an engineer was trying to build a car on his own, and then his child, for example, learning how to build a car. Let's assume, right? Now you could do up to 4 consistent characters and all that. Now, with this, you can upload a photo of a child, right? And then make them into basically the lead character of that story and maintain that consistency. So that photo gets turned into a 3D style, maintains their stylistic choices. Like, say, as you can see in this example, the little girl, his ponytails, right? So she's continuing that with flowers in both sides of the ponytails, right? So similarly, you see basically where you can control and drive the actions of that character and that sort of thing. Now, what makes this very unique is that, first of all, to be able to do this consistently over 25, 30 pages, whatever you can do right now in Artist, is very difficult, very challenging, because every time AI generates something, it kind of hallucinates sometimes, right? So we fix that. Secondly, what makes this very unique is that, number one, most successful storybooks out there and gifted items right now for birthdays and that sort of thing is, let's say, for example, somebody wants to gift something for somebody's first birthday or 6 months birthday, or let's say whatever it might be. They all want to give something that is fun, right? And what better than the storybooks themselves having the child, let's say the aunt, the niece, the uncle, whoever is creating for that person is actually creating them as a lead character of the story. And so this is exciting because I personally buy all the gifts I've ever purchased for babies and kids, that sort of thing, has been something like this: printed, personalized storybooks that I can gift. And people are willing to spend any amount of money for that because it's fun. It's not like a gadget or a toy people throw away after they grow up. This is something that's a memory, right? That is nostalgic for long periods of time. So that's the idea behind this. And of course, this is the start. It's only going to get better with time in terms of what you can achieve with this feature, because we have a lot of other ideas that we want to incorporate with this down the line. I'll get to that later on in this presentation. So yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I'm gonna share my screen now. I'm gonna just add this real. Super excited to show you, right? So as you probably seen it, right? is we have created a completely new section called AI Storybook Studio under Fast AI Image Designer. Now, what that is gonna allow you to do is gonna blow your mind away. As I said, again, it's a beta launch with the V6 upgrade, but we have planned to, to kind of just like right now, you can take an idea and convert it to a storybook. We're gonna have script to storybook functionality here as well very soon. But the idea it is, with this functionality, you can turn the picture of your, like let's say grandson or granddaughter or whatever it is into like a character, into a hero of the storybook, and make them the hero, and create custom storybooks, right? You're gonna love this, right? Check this out. So you have to come to AI Storybook Studio. You can find it under Fast AI Image Designer. As I said, you come to Idea to Storybook, you click on Create New Story. Now you upload the reference photo. Let's say I'm gonna upload a reference photo of, let's say, this image. You have to mention, right, it is a human or a cartoon, right? So human, in here you have to make sure the name. Let's say, for example, I'm gonna give, let's say I'm gonna give, let's say, let me think, Jasmine. Okay. Costume, this is very important for consistency, right? So make sure you are as detailed enough as you can see in the example, because that's what your kid or the hero of the story is going to wear. Yeah, I'm gonna say white shirt, white shirt with green. I mean, I'm just giving an example, right? White shirt, green jeans, and brown shoes. Yeah. Now you can drop in the idea of your story, right? So it's gonna take that, fine tune it, create the story. So she learns the importance, yeah, of patience, something like that, right? Now, I mean, you can go detailed enough, you can go short, you can go long, any idea you have, anything that you can imagine, you can create. I'm gonna do, let's say this is a moral style. I'm gonna do, let's say, 10 pages. You can go up to 25. We have plans to increasing, as we already explained. Now dimensions, you can do 4 is to 5, for the pages, or you can go up to 9 by 16 as well, but I prefer 4 by 5, right? Book cover here, let's say I'm going to say Jasmine Adventures, and then I'm going to do author as Yash, for example, I'm going to say Yash Sharma, whatever it is, or maybe yeah, I mean, for whatever it is. Now you're gonna love this, right? It's gonna take the image, right, convert it into a cartoon, and keep it consistent throughout all the pages. First of all, it's gonna create the story. Then it's gonna take your costume direction, and it's gonna put that costume, right? And after that, it puts that costume, it is going to kind of create the illustration, right, of every page, right? Then it's going to also create the cover image as well. How powerful is that? It's one of the most requested thing. And again, right, this now eliminates that thing where, oh, the character is not consistent, oh, my thing does not come out good, or stuff like that. So we'll just wait for a few seconds, and we'll automatically, send me to the personal design with every image created for me, just like this. You have to wait because AI is doing the heavy lifting for me behind the scenes. And the idea, and now in front of you, you're going to see all these images getting generated. So this is very, very powerful feature, guys, specifically for those of you who want to create personalized storybook for the parent, for yourself, want to gift it to your grandson, your granddaughter, your son, your daughter. They want to convert, themselves as the hero, whatever we want. Look at that. How cool is it, right? Now, a lot of times what happens, it automatically kind of takes that approach from, look at that, pretty good. Like, it's basically, we made sure, right, you always want it in the 3D kind of Pixar style. So it's really good, and we are adding more functionality for you to, I'm gonna actually show you that we already added it anyways. As you see, right, more minutes and every image will come automatically with, as I explained, white shirt, whatever it is, it's gonna take the reference image as a core idea, and then as detailed your costume directions are, it's gonna come with that, right? I guess the story is most probably with the, when it comes to, I guess, related to the castle building, but how powerful that is, guys, right? And then, as you can probably see, these are the prompts. Yeah, these are all the prompts for each image, you know. And you can, there's one another thing that I'm super excited about, right? Which is the ability that you can edit the image a lot of the times, right? What happens, you can see what pages it is, you can see how many pages are there. There's a 10th page, there's a 12th page, there's a page number 0. I mean, it's not a page number, it's probably a cover thing, but anyways, right? Now you click on AI Storybook Studio, because that's where you created the storybook from, to kind of convert it into a flip book. Click on create flip book, create the story, and then do all that process, right? Which is create the flip book. Automatically, the flip book title will appear. You can convert it into different style. You can, not sorry, my bad. Convert it into a different language. Select the page template. Create the one. You can also create the one using AI that suits your story, front cover, back cover if you already created, and you can generate the flip book. Now, one thing I want to mention here, which is very, very important, right? Now, you're not just limited to this. That's where I wanted to make sure, right? You now have the power, because you have the prompts, right? The girl with the short hair, everything, right? You now have the power to take these prompts, okay? Yeah, you now have the power to take these prompts, and if you want to create separate images, right, but keeping the same style and everything, you can always go to assistant, human stylizer, upload that image, for example, just so that I show you, right? A lot of times, what you might need to create a different illustration, right? So let's say I want to do 4:5, and I just push this prompt, yeah, and stylize the image. You are not now limited to anything, right? You want to create unlimited illustrations, you can create unlimited illustrations, right? As many illustrations as you want, right? So that's a power. Now let me show you one more time, so that you can see the power of this, right? So again, where it is in the AI Storybook Studio. You come to idea to storybook, you click on create a new story, you click on it, and then look at that, like that image came out pretty powerful, right? Let's say I'm gonna do. Yeah, I was just playing. Yeah, I just try with this. It's funny, me. Yeah, I was just creating this image for me using consistent character thing. Anyways, we'll come to that. All right. So, am I human? Yes. Let's do the human. I want to create story about myself, right? So, this is the story about Yash. All right. What do we want Yash to wear? This time we want a blue sweater, red jeans, and green shoes. Yeah, let's make him colorful. Yeah, anyways, so story idea. Now here's where Yash learns, I mean, I would just say he learns the lesson of let's say, what should we say, it's the lessons of patience, right? Because I'm a little bit impatient person. Anyways, so all right, again, that's all I can think about right now, but we'll just go with this story, moral, pages, for now, just for the time being, right? With the 5 pages, 4:5. Yash, the hero. I mean, you can put any title you want, right? Who is the author? Yash is also the author. All right, and generate. Now, what it's gonna do? It's gonna take all your inputs and will create the storybook for you with perfect pages, entire story illustrated, and boom, these are five. One is probably with the cover image as the page number 0, I guess. It's the cover image. It's very interesting. But anyways, right, so we'll just wait for a few more minutes, and once it is done, we can go to the flipbooks, right? As I said, we're following this process. One important thing, guys, right, is a lot of people say, like, okay, I don't know, like, I got these images, how should I go from creating a PDF or something to like a digital file or a flipbook? It's not appearing. Wow, look at this. Probably me when I was a kid. Anyway, looks pretty good, right? Pretty good. Yash the hero, Yash Sharma. Perfect. So it's probably the story about me planting some seed or whatever it is. But yeah, it's really good idea. The more the detail the story I give, the better it is, right? And now the question that I was answering, right, is the create flipbook button is not appearing. Yes, what should we do? So very important, you need to click on these, and these tabs, to kind of open up the specific images that you created from those specific feature, number one. And number two is that create flipbook option will appear after that. Okay, so click on AI Storybook Studio, create the flipbook, select the story, create the flipbook. I want in English. You can actually add a read aloud narration. You got a bunch of different lifelike realistic voice actors. You get the templates again for the pages, how it will appear. I'm going to show you. Front page. I'm going to get the front page from here. And then I'm going to just create and generate the flipbook, right? And the flipbook is gonna work something like this, right? We've got that flipbook create Jasmine Adventure. Boom. Okay, actually I use I use the different images, but yeah, you get the point, right? The flipbook will appear something like this. For this flipbook, I actually use a different cover, but you get the idea, right? So that is the power, right? Yash the hero. Let's see. All right, what's up, our hero? The boy found a tiny round seed he carefully planted. Every hour he checked the spot, hoping to see a sprout. Then he remembered what his grandma always said about good things. One morning, a tiny, sprout poked. Being patient helped wonderful things grow. Now, let's talk about personalization thing, right? Meaning, you can come to AI Storybook Studio. Now the thing is, Yash, I want to have my kid's name there, right? Like a lot of you might be thinking about that, right? So what you can do, again, you can come to idea to storybook, create a new story. You can upload the photo, choose from library, upload it. I'm gonna pick Yash the hero again. Again, human style. I'm just gonna put Yash, right? And then I'm gonna do, this time I'm gonna do pink. Oh, actually, I can just, can I use, okay, I'm gonna do pink sweater. I'm gonna just make something colorful: yellow jeans, blue shoes. Okay, I'm gonna do Yash learns about learns the lesson. Yash learns the lesson of Yash learns the lesson of patience. I'm just gonna keep it same. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do moral for a time being. I'm gonna do 5. Oops, my bad. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do dimensions 4:5. All right, I'm gonna do baby Yash. All right, actually, let's make baby Yash the author, and let's make Yash the king. I mean, it's just anything, just funny. Anyways, so I'm just gonna create it. So the idea is you can leave in that idea. Let me just check. So, all right, perfect. Now check this out. It's gonna create the cover, as I said. Now it's gonna create the baby Yash with learning the lesson of patience. And again, you can the more detail you go into the storybook, the better it will be, and I mean, the good results you will get. Basically, what I'm trying to say, right? More accurate results you will get, more personalized result you will get, and all the thing. And you can actually go to that, right? While this is being generated, I want to show you. All right, okay, that's nice. AI storybook. 1 second, I think. Let me just refresh my screen. I think my internet. 1 second. Oops. Okay, I'm back. Nice, live scenario. Everything happens. Anyways, idea to storybook, your story, Yash the king. Yash learns the lesson. Whatever it is, you can generate it. You can basically what I was trying to say is you can see all your stories. Jasmine, Yash Kingdom, whatever it is. Anyways, let me go back to this. Oh, am I smoking here? Okay, you can regenerate the design. I mean, always, it looks funny. Anyways, so that's the idea. Once that regeneration is done, look at that cover, right? Yash the king, baby Yash. I mean, whatever, like it is. It seems like it is always kind of having that story, teaching me the importance of patience by just about the related. I mean, sorry, what I'm trying to say is with that, I guess I am trying to. What is Yash doing here? Yash is gently blowing the. Oh, I see. Yeah, that looks funny. Anyways, you can always edit it, right? You can edit, like, okay, let me just see, right? Change the. I mean, you can do anything, right? So change change the pink. Okay, add the hat. I'm just something, simple. So you can get these things. Okay, how did I get it? You click on you click on edit image, and that's how you get it, right? So we added is one of the most requested thing. Like, yes, I want, the ability to, and I know a lot of things that you guys have requested. We are slowly, pushing all the features, shipping all the features as fast as we can, right? Like, it added the hat, which is pretty nice. And the more the detail you are with the prompt, the better it is. You can add the things and stuff like that. Now, if you go to again, go to AI Storybook tab to get the Create Flipbook button. Select the story, create the flipbook. Browse the page. I want a front page. I'm gonna get this, and then you can generate the flipbook. And that's how it works, right? Yash the King story is getting generated, and it will create those perfect, beautiful story with the personalized element with that, with your grandson you want to give. This is perfect for, and this is perfect for what I was trying to say. Is this is perfect for gifting, giving a surprise or a bedtime story, whatever it is, right? Check this out. Yash wanted everything right away. Yes, I want everything right away, right? One sunny morning, he planted a tiny seed. He checked the pot. Yash felt a little bit frustrated, which I always do when things don't go according to me. He tried blowing on the pot, hoping to make. After a while, Yash decided to play with his toys and said, hey, just keeping my energy somewhere else until things gets done. That's what I recommend when the app goes under maintenance. For you guys, you can spend some energy somewhere else, and the app will be live very soon. Joking. Anyways, days later, Yash looked at his pot and gasped, a beautiful green sprout, right? So again, this is just a basic demonstration of what you can do. Now, it all depends on your imagination, right? And I'm so excited for this, right? So now, I hope you love this so far, and I'm super excited to see your creations, right? Now let's come to your questions and then we'll move to the next thing, right? Perfect. All right, so that was pretty amazing, isn't it? So let me know all the questions before we jump into the next step-by-step version of the next amazing feature that I'm super excited to share that. And we're gonna make sure we write all your questions, and then one by one, we're gonna answer that at the end of this, presentation. So, Paul, you want to add something?
Yeah, so basically, I saw quite a bit of questions. We'll get to that in just a bit. So the goal here is to focus on features first, and then what we're talking about, what we're adding in, and that sort of thing. And some of the questions are related to, okay, in this feature, how do I do this intricate aspect? For example, some other questions which we're going to get back to as we go along. So don't worry about the questions not being answered. We'll get to that. There are like hundreds of people, hundreds of comments. Okay. And secondly, there's going to be a replay for this as well as step-by-step training as we announce the features and make it easy for you to review and play around with it as well. This is the intro, right? This is the step-by-step demo. So it's a couple of times maybe you might have to go through it again. So because it's on YouTube, you can watch it at any time, but also we'll have short, sweet step-by-step training in our tutorials page as always. So that's not an issue as well. So now what are we talking about next, Yash? So in terms of the features.
All right. So the next thing that we are talking about is, you got all these beautiful creations. A lot of the times you want to actually convert your images into a specific style without changing a lot of things, without putting a lot of prompts, or, specifically converting your image into a coloring page. How is that possible? We're going to talk about it right now. So I'm going to share my screen. Yeah,
Yes,
Paul,
this is what we're talking about while we share our screen and talk about it. So just as a quick overview of this thing, what is this different from prior? So what update we make here? So the main update for you to consider here, understand is that it will basically create different outlines and it's one click. Okay. So it's more like an activity book, if you will. Okay. And before you had to prompt it, you got to tell it, okay, make it into an outline image and all that kind of mumbo jumbo stuff. It's very fast now, very streamlined, one click easy. Okay. So yeah, go ahead, Yash.
All right, wonderful. So I'm going to share my screen now and we'll get this rolling. Now let's look into this. I hope my screen is visible. So for that, what you have to do is you have to come to AI Design Assistant. And here you will see a new feature called AI Stylizer, turning your existing image into your desired style by keeping everything the same, right? So let's actually look into this, right? Let's actually look into all the styles, I mean, right? So let's say I want to read this, right? Now you have the options. You can convert it to any style you want, right? Vector, pop art, Snoopy, Ghibli, clay, cartoon, whatever it is. But the specific style that will get you your desired result of converting into a coloring book is the line art. We call that line art, right? So you need to mention what size of, so this is the image 4:5, right? So if you keep your aspect ratio default, then the image that you will get will also match the size of this. But if you want to actually want it in 16 by 9, 9 by 16, or 1:1, we are adding more ratios there, basically sizes there, then you will get in those, right? So let's say default, and I do line art and I stylize it. Well, just wait for a few seconds and you will get your image converted into a coloring book, right? Let's try that again, right? So I'm going to go to AI